की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता श्रीराधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। So last time we did second verse. Okay. So I've read the purport at home. We are with the purport. We did not do the purport. So let us do the purport and then. So here Sri Bhagavan Vach. Srila Prabhupada introduces who is Sri Bhagavan. Sri Bhagavan is Krishna himself. Shastras. Krishna and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are identical. Therefore, Lord Krishna is referred to Bhagavan throughout the Gita. Bhagavan is ultimate in the absolute truth. The absolute truth is realized in three aspects: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Sutah vadanti tat tattva vidastatvam jnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti Bhagavan iti shabdate. So Bhagavan has three features: Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Brahman, who is present everywhere. Paramatma, who is localized in everyone's heart. Bhagavan, Ati Bhagyavan, who has all the wonderful qualities in full. That is why he is a person. When you say Bhagavan, Bhagavan means he is a person. So here the comparison is given with the sun, sun's rays, sun glow in this way. So Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vikranadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is the cause of all causes. He has all the qualities in full. In Bhagavatam, next page you see, Bhagavatam says Ete Cham Sakala Pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So Amshaha Kala, all this emanates from Krishna only. Krishna expands. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So he is the source of all the incarnations. Generally, we have read that Krishna is one of the incarnations. Actually, he is the source of all the incarnations. Krishna is avatari. Avatari, he means he is the source of all the avataras. Ete cham sakala pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Nobody claim themselves as Bhagavan. Even his avatars cannot claim as Bhagavan. When you say Bhagavan refers to all the qualities in full, which is exhibiting all the qualities in full. In Matsya Avatara, Kurma Avatara, Parashurama, he is not exhibiting all the qualities in full. But as Krishna, he exhibits everything in full. That is why he is avatari, others are avatara. Whatever, whenever required, that much quality is exhibited. Not everything, not required. Like when Lord Ram appears, Prabhu Ram appears, he is not exhibiting the quality of that he's enjoying, is the ultimate enjoyer. He is not exhibiting that. He is restricting himself to only one patni. Is Krishna restricting himself to just one wife? No. But Ek Patni Vrata is taken when same Lord appears as Prabhu Ram. So that is the difference. When Lord appears, Krishna appears, at that time he exhibits all the qualities in full. He is a supreme enjoyer. But when he appears in different incarnations, he just restricts himself to as much as required. So that is why avatari, avatara has been spoken. And then the last paragraph, Kutaha. Kutaha means from where? Huh? Kutaha swa kashmalamidam. From where all this dirtiness has appeared in your heart. So what is the dirtiness? The dirtiness of contamination is so much of attachment to one's own people. So much of attachment is only giving expectations and lamentation. Lamentation, expectation, all this happens at the hour of crisis when the conch shell is blown, the war is going to be started. And as a Kshatriya, he is required to protect the people from harm. He has to establish dharma. He has to uproot the adharma. And Krishna says, from where such contamination has appeared that you are crying? The weakness of heart itself is a contamination. So Krishna says that is not befitting you. It shows that you are an Anarya. Anarya means one who does not know the goal of life. Aryan, Anaryan. So Aryan is one who knows the goal of life. Anarya is one who doesn't know the goal of life. And then Krishna says, Anarya Jushtama Swargyam, Akirtim, Aswargyam. You're not going to get some heavenly planets. You may think that people will think, oh, you are so compassionate. It may seem that you are so compassionate, you don't want to fight with your people, you don't want the bloodshed. You may say that all the family tradition is lost, sins will be incurred, so many reasons you may give. But it is not going to give any heavenly plans. And then Akirti, you're not going to get any fame. Instead, people will scorn you. Then let us see the third. Second and third verse, Krishna is actually scolding Arjuna in a friendly mode. Klevyam asmagama partha naitattvai upapadyate ksudram hridayado balyam yattotishta parantapa. Klevyam asmagama partha naitattvai upapadyate ksudram hridayado balyam yattotishta parantapa. So this is the first place where Krishna says, get up and fight. Uttishtaha. There are so many places it is going to come. So note it down. This is the first place where Krishna says, get up and fight. Give up all your hridaya daurbalyam, all this weakness. Shudram hridaya daurbalyam. Shudram here refers to, these are all petty things, insignificant things. This such type of weakness of heart is so insignificant and it's a petty thing. So, Klevyam Masmagama Partha, Klevyam. So, don't give so much of importance to your impotency. It's actually showing impotency. Klevyam means what type of man you are. When you say impotent means, actually Krishna is using a bad word. Now, what is this? You are behaving like an inanch. No, inanch has no potency. So, if you are behaving like an inanch, impotency, it is not befitting you at all. Na etatvai upapadyate. It is not at all befitting you. Shuddham hridaya daurbalyam. Give up all this petty weakness of heart. Tektva tishta parantha. Uttishta. Uttishta means take up. Uttishta. If you see Suprabhadam also, the morning Suprabhadam, what is that? Kausalya, Supraja, Rama, Purva, Sandhya, Pravartate. Uttishta larta dhula kartavyam daivamanikam. Uttishta. Uttishta means wake up, get up. You have heard morning Suprabhadam? Kausalya, Supraja, Rama, Purva, Sandhya, Pravartate. Uttishta larta dhula kartavyam daivamanikam. MS Subbalakshmi. There's a very morning important prayer where this prayer is actually Lord Vishwamitra when he sees Ram and Lakshman sleeping. Lord Vishwamitra takes Ram and Lakshman to protect his yajna from Dasharatha. At that time, Ram and Lakshman are sleeping. He looks at Ram and Lakshman. And at that time, he sings this verse. Kausalya, Supraja, you are who? The son of Kausalya. Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate. You have to do Sandhya Vandanam. Uttishta Narshadrula. Narshadrula means you are the lion among all the, actually Narsimha is called. You are actually Narsimha, you are the lion among all the men. Uttishta Narshadrula. Kartavyam Daivamanikam. You have to do all your activities now. We have to go. We have to kill the demons who are actually spoiling the yajnas. This is the verse chanted by Vishwamitra. So Uttishta means wake up. Get up. Oh Parantapa. Now Arjuna is addressed as Parantapa. Parantapa means subduer of all the enemies or chastiser of all the enemies. Now when Arjuna is called in different ways, that signifies that verse. Now this enemy of weakness is there in your heart. First chastise that first. You are going to chastise so many enemies, but these are all special enemies. The ones who are standing before you, they are not ordinary enemies, they are your own people. That is why such weakness of heart has entered your heart. So first you chastise that weakness. Then you can chastise the special enemies who are standing before you. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, Arjuna was addressed as son of Prutha. Now two ways Arjuna is addressed. Klebyam Masma Gama Partha. O son of Prutha. Prutha is Kunti Maharani. Kunti Maharani is so brave. It is said Kunti Maharani chanted a verse which signifies that she is very brave and a very wonderful devotee of Krishna. She says to Krishna, when she sees that Krishna, after settling everything in Dwarika, now he is going back to Hastinapur. So sorry, after settling everything in Hastinapur, he is going back to Dwarika. At that time, in Hastinapur, Kunti Maharani says, why you should go? Krishna says, everything has settled. Now there is no danger. Now your sons can rule the entire Bharat Bhumi. At the time she says, oh, that means you are always there with us in difficulty. And when there are very good days, now every wonderful days you are going to go, better give all those horrible days again. All those dukkhas. Nobody asks dukha with Krishna. Everybody asks sukha with Krishna. From Krishna, everybody says, "Hamare din ko acha rakho." Nobody says, "Humko bura din do." But she is the only woman in the whole of history. That is why sages, they worship her. Kunti Maharani is a very great woman. She is not ordinary. She is Queen Kunti. Vipada santuta shashvat tatra tatra jagat guru bhavato darshanam yatsat apunar bhava darshanam. She says Vipadaha. Give all that Vipada again. Vipada santuta shashvat. How? Give it eternally. So that you will always be there with us. We don't have to see bhavatu darshanam. We don't have to see this bhavadarshanam. Bhavadarshanam means we don't have to see this material world. So if you go, Krishna, what will happen? We will be only seeing this material world, we will be only engrossed in the materialistic activity. But if you are there, we will be only engrossed in serving you. So better is give all those difficulties again. She is the only person who has asked all the difficulties again. So you are such a son of such a great lady, who are the son of such a great woman. But now, what are you doing? After seeing the difficult situation, you are just trying to run away. In fact, Krishna is standing with Arjuna and he says, let me go and beg, let me go away from here. So what type of courage it is? You are son of such a courageous woman. So here you can say a sarcastic remark has been given by Krishna that you are such a son of such a great woman, and here you are showing some cowardice. Klebyam masmagama partha. It is not at all befitting you. Shudram Hridaya Durbalyam Taktotishta Parantapa. Get up and Parantapa. First chastise this enemy which has entered your heart. And what is that enemy? Enemy of cowardice. That means out of fear you are going. So you may say, I am not fearful. Yes, you are fearful of losing your people. So that is how Krishna says. So Arjuna was addressed as the son of Pritha, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father, Vasudeva. Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. If the son of a Kshatriya declines to fight, he is a Kshatriya in name only. Like if the son of a Brahmana acts impiously, he is a Brahmana in name only. Such Kshatriyas, Brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a Kshatriya. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Krishna, and Krishna was directly guiding him on the chariot. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. Therefore, Arjuna said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit his personality. Naitatvai upapadyate. Arjuna might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of his magnanimous attitude for the most respectable Bhishma and his relatives. But Krishna considered such sort of magnanimity mere meekness. Somebody may say a magnanimous heart. He may say, I have a magnanimous heart. I've given up everything. Krishna says, no, it is only weakness. Such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. Therefore, such magnanimity or so-called non-violence should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the direct guidance of Krishna. Then Arjuna says, Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhe. Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhe. Dronam cha Madhusudana. Ishubhi Pratiyotsyami. Pujarha Varisudana. Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhe. Dronam cha Madhusudana. Ishubhi Pratiyotsyami. Pujarha Varisudana. Katham, how come? Arjuna is saying, how am I going to fight? Bhishmam aham. How am I going to fight with my own grandfather Bhishma? You have never experienced fighting with your grandfather. Who is Krishna's grandfather? Ugrasen is also Ugrasen's grandfather. Have you experienced fighting with your grandfather Ugrasen? You're asking me to fight with my grandfather. And then Dronam cha Madhusudana, oh Madhusudana, you only experienced fighting with Madhu and Kaitab. Madhu and Kaitab are demons. You have never experienced fighting with your teacher. Who is teacher of? Huh? My teacher. You never experienced killing your grandfather Ugrasen. You're asking me to kill my grandfather Bhishma. Akatham, how am I going to do this? Oh Madhusudana, you are killer of Madhu and Kaitab. Somebody can say Madhu is a distant relative. There is no distant relative known like Madhu. Even if it is there, Madhu, there is a distant relative known Madhu, but Krishna did not kill any of his relatives, but you have killed. You are asking me to kill my own relatives. Ishubhi. And that too with what? Arrows, pierce arrows in their heart. Yes. At least you tell them to fight. Verbally fight, it's okay. But you're telling me to pierce arrows, Pratiyotsami, and counteract them in the war. Pratiyotsami. They are actually worshipable people. Pujar, Harisudana. Oh, you are any of killer of the enemies. If you feel they are enemies, you only kill Harisudana. Oh, Madhusudana, Harisudana, you only kill. Why you are asking me to kill those people who are very respectable? So in the purport, very important line from Dharma Shastra has been written. Dharma Shastra has been given by Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya was a very great scholar who has written Dharma Shastra. There is something known as Artha Shastra. Artha Shastra means tit for tat. If somebody slaps you, you also slap him. That is tit for tat. Dharma Shastra speaks about forgiving tendency. Even if somebody is telling you something, just tolerate. Dharma Shastra teaches about tolerance. Artha Shastra speaks about Chanakya, given by Chanakya Pandit. Okay. If he is fighting with you, you also slap him. That is known as Artha Shastra. Dharma Shastra says, in spite of all these things, like children bring complaint to their parents. Oh, mommy, that friend fought with me. If there is the warrior type mother, she'll go and fight and also see that the child beats that other child. Her child beats another child. But there is a lady in the house who is like very dharmic. What she'll say? Jane do uske paas mat ja. That is generally the advice given by dharmic mothers, not the Kshatriya mothers. So then the purport Prabhupada says, respectable superiors like Bhishma, the grandfather, Dronacharya, the teacher, are always worshipable. Even if they attack, they should not be counteracted. That is, it is a general etiquette. The superiors are not to be offered even a verbal fight. Even if they are sometimes harsh in behavior, they should not be harshly treated. Then how is it possible for Arjuna to counteract them? Not even verbal fight should be given. Would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather Ugrasena or his teacher Sandipani Muni? These were some of the arguments offered by Arjuna to Krishna. Even if elders fight with you, general etiquette is you should not give a verbal fight. You should not back answer them. Now this is all going on now. There is a devotee who says, my mother-in-law is she's ill-treating me very much. She left the house, she went to another house and she's staying there. She says, and actually the mother-in-law is wrong because she's so harsh in her behavior, so insulting in her behavior. She says, daughter-in-law should come and beg forgiveness. And I, in spite of she asking forgiveness, I will go on ill-treating her. So what should be done? Now just see how much guts is there. So I am old, I will go on ill-treating her. So she should bear it, she should tolerate. Her devotion is dependent on she tolerating me. Just later, yesterday only, somebody was talking to me, the girl was talking to me. She's a doctor by profession. So now just imagine such a girl who is so tolerant, who is so wonderful. She always speaks very nicely, very calmly also. She's not at all agitating. Now the mother-in-law says, your tolerance and your bhakti is dependent on how much you can tolerate me. Your only case, another case is coming out. I don't know, I have to deal with it. So she was asking me the solution, what should I do, Mama? She calls me Mummy only. What should I do? Should I go and ask forgiveness? I said, you ask your husband what to do. Husband says, yes, we should go because Dharma says we should go. And I said, if you are able to do that, if you are able to tolerate, it all depends. The amount of tolerance. She's going to come back and she's going to torture her to the extent she said, I am going to go on torturing you. She's a small girl, 29 years old. And I told, yes, then she wrote me a message, Dharma says. I said, very good. Go ahead and call. Well, Vijay Mar, what to do? So this is, now here it is there. Dharma says, yes, tolerate. Amount of tolerance, how much you have. Now, tolerance is there when you consider something happening to your body. If we consider this is just, if a person is spiritually elevated, then he thinks this is only what? This is only the words which I should not get affected. Matras, parshas, anyhow, this is all tanmatras. Somebody calls, the mother-in-law calls buffalo. Okay, this buffalo is what? Just a word. Just a word which has entered and which has spoiled my consciousness. Because I thought, no, I am a cow, but she has called me buffalo. We have so many thoughts about ourselves. So somebody calls suar. But I thought I am a pig, I am a peacock, but she called me pig. So all these words which we think this is going to matter my consciousness, this is only external. That is why only a spiritually elevated souls can tolerate all these things. It is nothing like tolerance because it's not affected only. What is the meaning of tolerance? You take something and then you tolerate. If it is just in your paraphernalia, just outside, make a circumference in such a way, create an aura of spirituality in such a way, nothing comes and affects you. And that is the power of bhakti. Do bhakti in such a way, anybody says anything, you be like a buffalo. No, buffalo, you tell something. Buffalo is not at all affected. That is why self-realized souls and buffaloes are compared. The buffaloes are called as blackie, doesn't affect. Buffaloes are called as sweetie, doesn't affect. Self-realized souls are praised, doesn't affect. Self-realized souls are criticized, doesn't affect him. That is why ignorance is bliss or knowledge is bliss, isn't it? Either be completely ignorant, say somebody says something, nothing affects. Knowledge is bliss, ignorance is bliss. In between, whoever is there, either be completely ignorant, murkha, it doesn't affect. You call him murkha, tu murkh hai. तो कुछ नहीं होता है. Either be completely ignorant or completely be knowledgeable. And knowledge depends on our bhakti. Sattvam sanjayate jnanam. And satoguna comes by chanting. More we chant, the satoguna comes, and that satoguna gives the power. That satoguna gives the aura. And that satoguna gives a complete faith in Krishna. Avashya rakshibe Krishna. Krishna is there to protect you. I said, if all these things is there, go ahead. Go and ask forgiveness. Not a problem. Or either be ignorant, completely be ignorant. Ignorance is bliss or knowledge is bliss. So now Arjuna is advising Krishna, Guru Nahatva Himahanubhavan Shreyo Bhoktum Vaikshamapi Haloke Hatvartakamanstu Guruni Haiva Bhunjiya Bhogan Rudira Pradigdan Guru Nahatva Himahanubhavan Shreyo Bhoktum Vaikshamapi Haloke Hatvartakamanstu Guruni Haiva Hatvartakamanstu Guruni Haiva Munjiya Bhogan Rudira Pradigdan. Very beautiful verse. Guru Nahatvahi Mahanubhavan. This verse solves one query. What is the query? Why Bhishma and Drona, who are actually dharma, who are having the base of dharma, why they are supporting Duryodhana? Why they should be on the opposite side? The question comes, no? They are the personification of dharma. Bhishma, the Dronacharya, why they have supported Duryodhana, who is completely Bhavan is they are elevated souls, Mahanubhavan, they are elevated souls. How can we kill them? Better is Shreyo Bhoktum. Shreyas means what is good for me. Shreya means what is good. Whatever what is good, better Bhoktum Bhakshamapi Haloke. Instead of enjoying this life, let me go and beg. Shreyo Bhoktum, better than enjoyment, because even after I kill them, I'll get all the kingdom to enjoy. Better than that is Bhiksham Apiyaloke. Let me go and beg. Now just see, Kshatriya wants to become a beggar. So here the verse is Kshatriya wants to become a beggar. Now this also verse signifies that even if a Kshatriya becomes a beggar, so even if Arjuna becomes a beggar, he will become leader of the beggars, because Kshatriya is by his quality. Who is a Kshatriya? Who is a leader? Like sometimes when you see many children, there will be one child who has a leadership quality. So even if he runs away from this battlefield, goes to the forest, begs, some beggars come and they say the injustice which is happening onto them, then he will immediately stand. But for a Kshatriya to give justice to somebody or to protect someone, he should have something with him. That is why Kshatriya is equipped with opulence. He should have kingdom to protect the people. He should have opulence to protect the people. Like father and mother, when you have to protect the child, they are earning. Why? So that they have something to give to the child. Now the Kshatriya is like a father and mother to the population, or you can say the people in the kingdom. Now, the people in the kingdom, they are dependent on the Kshatriya. Now, the Kshatriya doesn't have anything. What Krishna went and asked, just 5 villages. Just 5 villages, give 5 villages to the 5 brothers. But he was not ready to give. That means he is telling the Kshatriya, I will not give you anything. Duryodhana told this. Now, Arjuna also says, I don't want anything, let me go and beg in the forest. But as a Kshatriya, his nature is leadership quality. A leader should have something so that he can lead people. So Shreyo Bhoktum Bhaiksham Apiyaloke, this is all ignorant talks. Hatvartha Kamans to Guru Nihaiva. Hatvartha Kamans to Guru Nihaiva. After killing, even if I get everything, what is there in that? Bhunjiya Bhogan Rudira Pradikta. It is just having their blood. It is tainted with their blood. Okay, if you tell me no, you fight, even if I fight, even if I get the kingdom, what is there that kingdom or whatever opulence I'm going to get that is tainted by their blood? That means I'm going to kill them, and that is so. What is the use of getting that kingdom also? That is how Arjuna is speaking. Now this verse has very sukshma or subtle meaning. He Mahanubhavan. Let us take this word him. Him, uh, him here refers to snow. Him refers to snow. So the snow, ha refers to cuts. Ha refers to cuts. So what is cut? The snow is cut by what? By the sun. Isn't it? Snow is cut by the sun. Anubhavan. What is that anubhava? Snow cuts the sun cuts the snow. But sun is not affected by snow, by the wetness of the snow. Sun melts the snow. Him, ha, anubhavan. Just take that word, him. Him refers to what? The snow. The sun cuts the snow or melts the snow, but is unaffected. Sun dries the stool, but unaffected. In the same way, though Bhishma Pitamaha is there on the other side, is unaffected. He is like him. That means he is like the sun. What cuts the snow? The sun cuts the snow. In the same way, Bhishma Pitamaha, though on the side of adharma, still he is like the sun, who is not affected. Now the question arises, then what is the reason why he is there on the other side? He's not affected, will be wonderful. It is said, when any demon wants to fight with Krishna, they worship Lord Shiva. Banasur was one of the demon who wanted to fight with Krishna. He worshipped Lord Shiva so that he can get the power to fight with Krishna. And he wanted Lord Shiva to support him, to be there on his side. Now just see the battle between whom? Banasur and Lord Narayana or Krishna, you can say. But in the Banasur side, who is there? Lord Shiva is there. Then somebody say, oh, Lord Shiva and Krishna are fighting. But they are actually very, very much closely, intimately, they have so much of intimacy. Lord Shiva is the greatest bhakta. How can a bhakta fight with his God? So now here the reason given is, because Lord Shiva is there on his side, Banasur got the courage to come before Krishna and fight and got killed by Krishna. So just to give courage to Duryodhana, Lord Bhishma Pitamaha is there on the side of Duryodhana, so that he gets the courage and he can be easily killed by Pandavas. To give courage, this much. And then this is one of the reasons. One of the reason is to give that courage, you can say a false courage, you can say. A false courage to come and stand before the Pandavas and get killed by the Pandavas. The second reason is, Bhishma always has chivalry rasa with Krishna. Chivalry rasa means, like sometimes small children, they like to sit on the chest of the father, especially the boys. They like to have some kusti with father. But that is not called war. Is it war or not? Children sitting on the chest and they fight with mother and father and all. That is acceptable. Why it is acceptable? Because it is just in a fun mood. The mood is just fun, enjoyment. In the same way, Bhishma also likes to have the chivalry rasa with Krishna. There is a loka known as Partha Sarathi Loka, where eternally Krishna is a Sarathi of Partha, Pritha's son Partha, that is Arjuna. Eternally he is as the charioteer, he is as a charioteer. And Bhishma eternally is there on the other side. And eternally Bhishma is relishing Krishna's beauty. Now see the fortune of Arjuna and see the fortune of Bhishma. Bhishma is more fortunate than Arjuna. Arjuna is not able to see the beauty of Krishna because he's sitting behind. But Bhishma is able to relish the beauty of Krishna. Especially when the war happens, the hairs, they flow like. And then the dust comes and sticks on the face. That's why it's Panduranga. Pandu means white. The dust comes like, in the olden days, I know my mother used to take one puff and put powder. Alak's face used to look something white. Even today, when we see those photos, I laugh. That was a habit. Anywhere you go, remember, especially on the face only will look white. Other all will be as it is, whatever color Lord has given. So this is the nature. This nature from where we got, from Krishna only. What Krishna does, When Krishna goes with his cows, the dust comes up and sticks on his face. Only face looks white, otherwise it is black. Even in the war also, Krishna's face looks white. That is why it's Panduranga. Ranga means who is Rangamancha. Rangamancha means he's an actor. He's acting as if he is a charioteer. But he's not a charioteer. In fact, he's not just a driver. He's Achyuta who never falls from his position. So now here, Bhishma, he likes to relish this mood of Krishna, this charioteer mood of Krishna. That is why he wants to be on the other side. Another is he wants to prove to the whole world that Krishna can give up his woes to keep the woes of his devotee. This is the third. That is why Krishna's name is Satyavrata. We do Satyavrat Puja. What do you call it? Satyanarayan Pura, Satyavrata, Satyam Vidhatum Nijabhutta Bhashitam. Krishna proves the words of his devotees. Like Prahlad told, Lord is there in the pillar. Krishna proved his words. Satyam Vidhatum Nijabhutta Bhashitam. If his Nija means his personal, Bhutta means servants, give one word, Krishna will prove that word. So now here, it so happened, there is war going on, profusely attack is going on. And Bhishma Pitama is throwing the arrows like anything. And has also taken a vow that next day I'm going to kill all the Pandavas, because Duryodhana came to Bhishma and told what is going on. Why such time pass is going on? Go and kill. So he told, okay, tomorrow I'll kill everyone. Bhishma is actually Devarat. His name became Bhishma because his woes are very strong. Now he has taken a vow that I'm going to kill everyone. Yes. Now Krishna knows it. That is why Krishna sends Draupadi. Go and take blessings from Bhishma. But put a veil. Don't go and show your face. First put a veil. She goes, falls at the feet of Bhishma. Then what happens? So bhagavad. She says, thank you very much. Then Bhishma understood. This is a plan of Krishna. Then tomorrow I will see that Krishna also gives up his vow. What was the vow taken by Krishna? I will not participate in the war. So I will see that he breaks his vow. Yes, it happened. Bhishma was throwing the arrows towards Arjuna, piercing. He was piercing Krishna also. While he spears, when Krishna is pierced, Krishna is relishing. Is another reason. When Krishna is pierced with the arrows, he is remembering the gopis biting him. You see, in the battlefield, Madhurya Bhava has been reminded by Bhishma. This is another one reason. When such arrows are thrown and Arjuna is getting hurt, Krishna got down from the chariot, took the wheel in his hand. Any wheel he takes, immediately who enters? Sudarshana enters and runs after Bhishma. Bhishma gets down from his chariot because he wanted to see this form of Krishna, Rathanga Pani. One of the name of Krishna is Rathanga Pani. Pani means hand. Rathanga means taking the wheel in the hand. Rathanga Pani. So such form of Krishna is so wonderful. Krishna running like a lion, taking the wheel in the hand, coming towards Bhishma. Bhishma stands and pays obeisances to Krishna. That is the time his arrow is shot at him. That is all. Who does take the revenge? Amba. Amba takes the revenge. Who comes as Shikhandi? Because Amba has done so much of vrata to get Bhishma. But Bhishma has taken the vow that I am not going to get married. That time she takes the vow, okay, I'll kill you. So the same Amba becomes Shikhandi and throws arrows at Bhishma. Kills, he cannot be killed because he has a Ichha Mrityu Vara. The boon of Ichha Mrityu. He will only die when he wants. He will only give up the body when he desires. That is the time Arjuna makes the arrow of bed of arrows. And Bhishma lies on that bed of arrows. So just say, Bhishma, why is he there on the other side? All these reasons are there. He wants to see this form of Krishna. Now, materialistic people also see this drama. When they see this drama, what they say? I jiska namak khaya aisi buddhi ho gayi. Kiska namak khaya? Duryodhana ka namak khaya. Isse aisi buddhi ho gayi. So it is a lesson to be learnt also that one should not eat in the house of an adharmi. Because every Leela, you can say, makes us learn so many things. There are certain reasons which are very, very spiritual, which we cannot understand. But there are certain things which can be understood with our material perception. So material perception is what Bhishma is there, taking all the benefits from Duryodhana. So naturally, he's indebted to Duryodhana. So like that is why when we are taking some benefits from adharmic people, then we are indebted to them. And that too the benefits for one's own use. Then you will say there are smugglers who come and donate, can we take from them? By they giving to the temple, their consciousness is purified. But when you use it for your own personal benefit, then what will happen? The same thing, that Papa will also affect one. That is why whenever a person is giving charity, use it only for Krishna's service. Don't take even 1 rupee for your own benefit, because we don't know what type of money he has bought. That money can be done by his sincere efforts, but everything should go to Krishna only for the purpose what it has come. Okay, so here this is the meaning. According to the scripture codes, a teacher who engages in an abominable action and has lost his sense of discrimination is fit to be abandoned. Bhishma and Drona are obliged to take the side of Duryodhana because of his financial assistance, although they should not have accepted such a position simply on financial considerations. Under the circumstances, they have lost the respectability of teachers. But Arjuna thinks that nevertheless, they remain his superiors and therefore to enjoy material profits after killing them would mean to enjoy spoils tainted with blood. So this reason is the last reason, having the personal material perception, because they have taken some favors from an adharma. So whatever they are giving, that is also having the taint of adharma only. Okay, so sixth verse that we'll do next time. Sixth verse is a very important verse which speaks about the fifth reason of Arjuna for not fighting the war. We have 5 reasons, 4 reasons were there in the first chapter. Now, fifth reason. A small homework for you all. Next Sunday there will not be a class because I'm going for the yatra. I'll come back on 8th only. So homework is from the first chapter, write down all the 4 reasons which Arjuna has given for not fighting them.